we belong to an independent Baptist. Now, independent's not like Southern Baptist. They are very, very strict. You didn't wear pants. You never wore shorts. You wore culottes if you went to anywhere. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. Now, my girls had a youth pastor, though, that made everything fun for them. He had a prom for them at church, where they could dress up just like they were going to a prom, but it was in Christian speakers, Christian, they could have dates, flowers, the whole bit, and it made it fun. But I realize that's not done anymore. But the churches now are realizing, you know, we got to be a little more lax. I remember our first Nazarene pastor, they didn't wear wedding rings, they didn't wear earrings, and I asked them why. Oh, no. That was embedded in us when we became, you know, we were young. You didn't do that. You didn't do that, you know. And I said, so, you know, he said, now, Albert, you can wear your earrings, you can wear your wedding rings. Okay, it doesn't mean you're going to hell. But that's how we were taught, that you did any of those things. Go to a movie, oh my goodness. We never went to a movie, no matter what it was. A Disney movie was still forbidden. So, but we have to change some with what's going on. I'm not saying conform to the world, but we do have to step and do things a little different. We have to be a little more lax in some things, but not when it comes to our Christianity. You don't ever go any place that you wouldn't want God to be there with you. Whether it's to a dance or whether it's to a movie, if you would not want God to step right there by you, then I guarantee you better not go. Because you're going to pay for it later. So we need to be careful of that, but yet we need to be more lenient. We need to go with the flow, as the young people would say. But just don't cross over to the point that we're giving up our Christianity for it. And I think sometimes that's what we're doing. Some of the young people think they can do all these worldly things and not get in trouble, and that's not the way it works. Some old people, too, as far as that goes. Well, I can do that. That's okay. I won't be in trouble. I can go to the casino, and that's okay. No. Because if I wouldn't take God to a casino, I can't go. And I don't think Christ would go in there and pull a slot machine. So stop and think of some of these things that you wouldn't take Christ to, you shouldn't do. Whether you're young or old, we need to really think about that. Don't forget to offer them, though, the same opportunity to be involved in projects. Whether it's, when I say young people, I mean anybody younger than me young. So if you're younger, under 76, you're young. So, I mean, be involved. But we need to be willing to let go of some of our responsibilities and say, yes, I would love to have some help. I would love for somebody to step up and do that. But don't just put them in a job and say, okay, you're on your own. Stay there and help them. Help them learn to do things. You know, not the way you want them, but the way they should be done, maybe. What the church expects, maybe. Maybe that's a better way to say it. But be willing to do that. NYI, partner with them. Get the young people involved in, I'm going to start trying to use them more in mission projects. Get them involved in things. Let them help you do things. Same with Sunday school. The teachers can promote missions in their Sunday school. They can talk about it. I know Diane has taken our mission packet for the year, and she does that on one of the nights that she has. She does a mission lesson with them. Gets them involved, and it's wonderful. So that's what we're doing to be involved. How? Be intentional. Whether you work with these existing organizations, whether you're a Sunday school teacher, NYI, whatever, and schedules are carved out new opportunities for connecting with the next generation. Oh, it's going to take some effort. It's not just going to happen with us sitting there. We need to get involved. The same lesson missionaries learn about respecting differences apply here. Train yourself to say, my, that's different, instead of, oh, my, that's weird. You know, and that's the first thing that comes out of our mouth if it's not our idea. Oh, that's weird, that's stupid, that's not going to work. Don't look at it like that. Look at it with the ideas that they would. We'll try that. Well, that's different, but we'll try that. Let's see. You might be surprised that it works. Their way just might work. We need to, the goal of a good missionary is to raise up local leadership, ultimately working himself or herself right out of a job. Now, I would love to work myself right out of a job. Anybody wants it, they can have it. I'll help. But no, that's what we should do. In a similar way, though, our church can make a goal to raise up the next generation of missionaries. Whether it's a foreign missionary, or I said before, one of our biggest mission fields right here, our local mission field. When you see little kids out on the street running around on Sunday morning when they should be in a church, that's a mission. Lead them to Christ. Talk to them. It will pay off. You might not even see it, but it will pay off. I know of the lady that invited me to Sunday school, or the girl at that time, that invited me to Sunday school when I was a little girl and my mother let me go. I know she's aware, maybe, in heaven, but she knows that I'm in church now. So you might not never know what you've done for somebody, but God knows. So we need to be careful on that. And like I say, that was just a total different lesson today, but I thought maybe it kind of went along with things to be thankful for, and yet it's a time of the year that we need to be encouraging people to help, to do things. But I want to talk about, in this, building bridges. I thought this was, I didn't lose it now. Building bridges through NMI leadership. I was going to print these out for you, but how many of you, if you're like me, I don't like bridges. I do not like a bridge. I don't like driving over one. I don't even like riding over one. But I will, but I don't like it. But some of the world's greatest bridges have been designed and constructed from opposite shores to meet in the middle. So what happens to that impossible span? Now, me, I'd be afraid to fall. Those who build those must keep their focus, though, on meeting in the middle, trusting that all they've done, or will do, that their part to achieve the successful completion of that bridge is to which all are committed. Encourage them to note the placement. If you look on these pillars here, you have why, for their sake. Then you have here, how, by using existing opportunities. How, again, now this is coming the other way, how, by being intentional. Why, for our sake. They both have the same goal, but they're meeting in the middle. And that's the way things in church. You have the same goal. You just might have a different way of approaching it than that other person. Or, a bridge is built at the breaking of the bread. When you break bread, think of what's happening between you and that other person. When we have communion, we're breaking bread with God. We're drawing closer to God during that time of communion. Well, when you're breaking bread with another person, as you reach out from their own position and connect with a meaningful gesture and offering of bread, a bridge of valuing, welcoming, and union is built. So when you're offering that person something, whether it's something to do, and you're helping them with it, you're building that bridge. You're building a bridge between you and them. A bridge is built as a torch, or a baton is passed. And that's what we would need to do. We need to build a bridge that we start passing a baton to some of the younger. Someone else that maybe has better idea, different idea. Get a different perspective on what's going on in our situation around us. We have some wonderful people in this church that have stepped up lately and done some wonderful things. And I don't know about you, but I sure appreciate it. We need new blood. We need new people. We need to pray for those that are coming into our church and help them to get grounded. One thing I did forget to go over our bulletin real quick. Flyers needed. I noticed on the Live Nativity is coming up. We need to get flyers out about that. You know, our attendance has been down. And it's not cheap to put that on. Time you get the animals and you do all the cookies and the hot cocoa and all that. And we need donations for those too, by the way. And but if we could get someone to print out flyers, and then get somebody like Adam that's got a pickup, and he can go around and put them in all the different buildings in town. Wherever he can put a flyer up, put it up. So if somebody would do that, and print them off, and let maybe Adam or somebody like Adam, he's already volunteered for me, he would put them up for us. But we need to, that's only, what, 3 weeks away? It's coming up. So if somebody could do that, and get them to him, and we could get those out. That's the way we're going to get our attendance out. You know, get it on the radio, but get the flyers out. Supplies for this cookie could be donated. Money can be donated. If you just want to give money, just don't put it in the offering set for cookies, for live nativity, or however you want to label it. Because we're trying to do it so the church doesn't have to pay for any of that this year. With the finances the way they've been down, they're trying to keep the finances off of there. And Debbie can't do it all. She cannot financially afford to pay for everything. She just cannot do it. But anyway, that's it for tonight.